when I was, like, all my life, I've just been one of those kids who just loves junk food, has such a real sweet tooth. Every day, I just ate bad foods. I ate shit. I was having chicken nuggets, chips, tomato ketchups, pizzas. I'd go to the shop. I'd always buy Milky Buttons, Greggs sausage rolls, bakeries, cakes, everything. I remember this one day where I acted like I was ill. I strived from school. I can't remember what excuse I said, but I just didn't go to school that day. And I remember going on my bike, buying a pizza. That was my plan for the whole day. I'm just gonna eat a pizza, I'm gonna eat it all, and I'm gonna buy a tub of Ben and Jerry's ice cream, super expensive ice cream, and just eat it all. That was what I did for the whole day, and it was the best day ever. And this just shows my addiction. I just love junk food that much. That was all, I loved every food that was available to me. But in this video, I'm going to show you 3 reasons why junk food actually sucks, why it's actually not good for you at all, it's not beneficial for you at all, and why you actually need to stop it, why you need to stop eating it before it's too late, before it generally ruins your life. And the first reason, the first concept I want you to understand is they say front end pleasure means back end pain, and front end pain means back end pleasure. So I'll explain this with a story. And there was this one day I came home from the gym and I just wasn't having a good day, to be honest. I don't know what happened, to be honest, that day, but I just remember not feeling good at all. Just coming home, when you just feel sad, you feel down, and you just can't be asked for anything. I remember sitting in my kitchen and thinking about what I was trying to eat. I wanted to stick to a clean diet, but today I just wasn't. I just knew I wasn't. I was trying to eat bad foods. And I grabbed this glass bowl. It's quite a big bowl. It's like that big sort of thing. And I just fill it with cereal. I grab my spoon and I just eat it. And I just keep eating and eating cereal, just not even tasting it. I've got a TV show, like a comedy, The Office, playing in the background, and I just keep eating and eating cereal. When I grab another and I fill it up, I grab more cereal, sorry, and I fill up again. I just eat and eat and eat, and I just keep eating and eating. By the time I'm finished, I'm stuffed, I'm full. I've ate so much pleasurable food. I've ate so much nice, not healthy, nice tasting food. Food that really tickles my taste buds and gives me a lot of pleasure. And I feel stuffed. I can't fit another bite in my mouth. I've had all this front end pleasure. I've had all this pleasure come at me first. Then I remember walking upstairs, coming into my room, and there's a mirror that's like just over there on my wall. And I remember looking in my mirror and just seeing my belly sticking out so far in front of me, just looking so bloated, looking so unhealthy. I remember the feeling of so much guilt, of so much pain, of so much, just like my feeling so guilty and my heart being crushed, because I just looked awful in that moment. My belly looked like it was so large and just felt horrible. And this is a perfect example of front end pleasure as back end pain. As I had that front end pleasure, I ate all the cereal. The cereal gave me so much pleasure. It tastes so nice. It was so good on my taste buds. It felt so nice. Having the ice cream, having all the junk food, that's that front end pleasure. Eating the bad food it's just so pleasurable to have. But then I experienced that back end pain. I looked in the mirror and my belly was sticking out. I looked bloated. I looked disgusted. I didn't look good at all. I felt awful. My body didn't feel nice. That was that pain. I felt so guilty, so sad, so depressed at that moment. And that was the pain. And what I want you to realize through this analogy, through this story, is you want you to recognize eating the junk food, having the nice tasting food, the sweets, the chocolates, the pizzas, whatever it is, having it won't benefit you long term. Instead, it will be pain long term. And as you can imagine, say we took like a 20-year-old, yeah, and we just took an average male and we just gave him all this front end pleasure. We gave him loads of pizzas every day, loads of sweets every day. When he turns 30 in 10 years' time, he's gonna have all this pain. He's received all this pleasure at the start. He's received all the sweets and chocolates, but then he's gonna experience the pain. He's gonna look in the mirror one day and just be out of shape, have a massive belly, have some chubby cheeks, spots on his face, and just junk food isn't like it hurts you long term. It really does. And so we've established front end pleasure is back end pain. But what about the other way around? What about front end pain is back end pleasure? And I've got another great example for this, and it was about June, July time, summer, not that long ago, this year actually. And I remember I was sticking to this diet. I was eating whole foods. So what this is your meats, your vegetables and your fruit. Single ingredient foods. I was eating these foods every day. I wasn't eating anything but the whole healthy foods. These are the foods I was eating every single day of the week. And eating these foods is hard because they don't taste as nice. They're not as pleasurable. They're not as nice to have. And it was painful. It was painful not eating junk food. It was painful having to resist. It was painful not allowing myself to eat ice cream, to eat cake. And I was going through this pain for this whole month. Every day I was fighting this pain of not eating granola, cereal, whatever it was. And this pain led to me eating healthy, having a clean diet for about 26 days out of 30, which is really good because I didn't eat any bad at all. Then I remember it was somewhere near the end of the month, and I was looking at my body, like I was outside and I was looking on this camera essentially, and I was just looking at my body. I was looking at how I looked like, and this is where I experienced the pleasure. I experienced the good side of all that sacrifice, all that pain that I just had. As I look at my body, and I'm shredded. Like I saw more abs than I've ever seen before. I felt absolutely shredded. My shoulders felt like just in such good shape. I felt like I made so much muscle, and I was in the best shape I've ever looked in before. I never realised how good I looked until that moment. And that's where I realised, that's where I saw, if you take the pain, front end pain, to back end pleasure is so much more beneficial. As I was in the best shape I've ever been in, I felt amazing. And that's because I experienced the pain of having to eat a healthy diet, of having to have good foods every day. And now I was experiencing the pleasure of a good physique, of looking good, being healthy and feeling brilliant and building massive muscles. So that's the first thing I want you to know. Front end pleasure equals back end pain. And front end pain equals back end pleasure. So you want to pick the back end pleasure. So that's generally the better option. And I've experienced that for myself. But the second step and the second thing with junk food and why it actually sucks, and this isn't even like building muscle or getting in good shape. Instead, it's just your brain. When you eat junk food, when you eat loads of bad food, yeah, your brain is retarded. Your brain is stupid. You can't think properly. And in high school, I'd say, is when I was the most stupid, when I just wasn't getting anything right. I remember being in English class one day. I sat at the back row, and I just sat with a couple of mates of mine. We were all getting our test results. So, you know when the teacher walks around and she hands each person a test, and for some reason she says your test results out loud so everyone can hear them. And she was doing that, and I was sitting at the back with like 3 friends of mine. And I remember her giving the first boy, and he always messed around. He messed around more than anyone I knew. But he got pretty good results. He got like a C or a B or something. And I was like, oh damn, that's pretty good. Hopefully I've got good results as well. As I actually focused, I paid attention, I didn't mess around. And she gave the next boy, he got like a 7 or an 8. He did really well, which is like an A. B plus A or something like that. And I remember her giving it to me. And I remember she said too big. And what that is I think that's a D, maybe even an E. Like whatever it is, it's very low. It was like so low that I remember them laughing at me and mocking me and them just making fun of me. And at that moment I felt such an idiot. I felt so stupid. But the thing is, I actually tried. I actually paid attention. I actually tried to put the work in. But my brain was just slow. I just struggled. I just couldn't write the words down properly. And I generally think it was because of the food. It was because of what I was eating. As when I ate healthy, when I ate like your meats, your vegetables, your fruit, your whole foods, your healthy foods every day. I ate them as a lean bulk, and I ate these whole foods every day. I was so much smarter, so much sharper. I felt so much better mentally. And this actually showed, as last year in college, I had a full year of like exams, revising, doing coursework, doing homework, doing all of it. And through that year, I felt so much sharper. I felt so much better. When my teacher spoke, yeah, I actually could understand what they were saying. I could actually hear what they were saying, and I just felt so much better for it. And by the end of the year, I got an A star. I got the highest grade you could possibly get. And that was generally because of the foods, because my brain was so much sharper. I felt so much smarter because I was eating healthy whole foods. And I don't actually know the science behind why junk food makes you so much slower. It makes you so much more sluggish and just not feel as good. But I know it definitely does. As when I eat junk food, I go back to that silly kid who can't get good grades, who gets the D's, gets the E's, gets the C's. But when I eat the healthy whole foods, when my brain feels sharp, I feel smart, I get the A's, I do the best I possibly can, I get my homework in on time. And that's all because of the foods, all because of the foods I was eating. And that's the second thing. And the third thing, or like a reason why to stop junk food, if the first two aren't enough, and the third is obviously your body and feeling healthy. And I remember this one day, like, I was an athlete, I was going to the gym every day, I was going for runs most days of the week, I was doing boxing. This one day I go to the gym and I think I was doing a push session, and I was just going through the session, and I remember about halfway through, I was doing shoulder press where you just push it up, push it back down. I remember doing a couple reps, like pushing myself, and I was starting to struggle with it, and my stomach just like grumbled. It felt so awful. It hurt so much. I remember just like having to finish the set early, put it down, and just drove to the toilet and just release my bowels. Just, I was just in that much genuine pain because of the foods I was eating, as I wasn't eating very healthy at the time. I was just eating your average Joe's diet of granola, cereals, pies, quiches, all that stuff. And I didn't feel healthy, I didn't feel good. Instead, my stomach just was killing me. It just hurt so much. So I remember I just put the weights down, and I just had to stop the session. I just had like, no, I can't do this. My stomach hurts too much. And this was all because of the foods I was eating, again, because of me eating unhealthy, eating bad foods. So it just showed me why, like, how much it affects your stomach, it affects your brain, it affects your body, it affects everything you eat junk food. And it's just not worth it. As implementing this healthy whole foods diet, even doing it in a lean bulking manner if you're trying to gain muscle at the same time, where you eat in a calorie surplus, and you eat your meats, vegetables and fruit in the calorie surplus. And if you want to find more about this, there's a free course in the link in the description where you can find out all about this. But doing this, it just made me feel so much healthier. It took me to a point now where I just go to the toilet once a day. In the morning, I empty my stomach, and that's it. I don't have to go to the toilet 3, 4, 5 times a day. So it's just once a day. I feel healthier. I can go for runs. I feel vibrant. My skin looks healthier. Everything feels better about me. And that's because, literally all because of my diet, because I have a healthy diet, because I just feel good. So that's what I'd recommend for you too, to have this healthy diet, to cut out the junk food, as it's not benefiting you at all, it's not helping you at all. So I would 100% recommend this. But that was all for this video. Please, if you want to learn more about whole foods, all of that, check the link in the description. But apart from that, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bash!